and temporary lighting category. So just as a reminder, these are the sessions that we're running this week. We did the backpack lighting yesterday and the personal lighting. If you did want to see that recording, we do have that on offer. So please just shoot me an email, or Beth or Bill an email, and we'll be able to get that to you. Today we're going to be doing LED area lighting. And then we have string lights tomorrow at 2 p.m. So please be sure to tune in for that one. And then we, of course, have the Facebook Lives we're going to be doing on tonight, and then Thursday night, where we'll be doing product giveaways as well. They're just going to be 5 or 10 minutes, just bite-sized information. And again, a chance to win products like there is on this as well, where because it's Lighting Week, we want to be doing prizes and giveaways all week. So very excited about that. So, and I didn't mention, but these are designed to be 20, 30 minutes long, these training sessions are, so we can give you back the rest of your day, learn something new about one category from Southwire, and then, like I said, get on with your day. So on that note, I'll jump into some products. I'm going to start. I'm going to go over some products in person here, where I'll pull up the big screen, and then I'll pass it over to Bill, who came over from our CEP integration into Southwire. We're very excited about Bill being with us, and he's going to go over some of the CEP area lights, which I'm very excited to hear about, because it's really kind of expanded our range in a great way. So if you're new to Southwire lighting, we have a huge breadth of portable and temporary lighting. These are the different categories. I won't obviously go into each one. The categories in the copper boxes are what we're going to cover today. So area lights, and then the cart lights and balloon lights, which we've just got from CEP. So that hopefully you may well see some other categories on there that you're currently using, or may well help you on your job site. And we'll be happy to discuss these with you. So, okay. So, firstly, area lights. What we mean by area lights, huge. What we mean is we're trying to light up as large areas possible with as few lights as possible. So we want maximum amount of lumens. We want to space these things as far apart as possible. And wobble lights, that's what they've made their name with. We're coming into our 22nd year of these being manufactured. And the 360 degrees of light, a huge amount of light at that, enable them to be spaced so far apart. The wobble feature, of course, is a safety feature. You knock it over, it comes back up. And just delving into some of the particulars here, you got the legacy wobble lights on the left. So the one metal halide and one halogen and fluorescent. We call it legacy. This is older style technology, but still great value for money and produces a lot of light. So there are some benefits there. And these are still the best sellers, especially the 400 watt metal halide is still what the product started with. And there's a big following for that unit. And why not? At 40,000 lumens, 75-foot lighting area, that's a huge amount of light. And then the daisy chain feature on the senior version there on the left is perfect for daisy chaining them together and lighting up these huge spaces, which these products are designed for. And then on the right, we've got the LED alternatives. I actually have two of them here, and I'll go over them shortly. But one 15,000 lumens and one 12,000 in the V series. And then we've got the junior LED, for which it's for the contractors who want the LED wobble lights, perhaps want a cost advantage, maybe don't need all that much light that the V series has. Then you do have the junior LED wobble light. It's a nice, very affordable LED 360 degree light. And I actually have it here, so I'll be going over that shortly. I wanted to put this slide on here just because it shows you the difference between LED light and metal halide light. One question I get asked a lot is, which LED light replaces the 400 watt metal halide? And as you can see here, we put on a football field so you can see the lighting distance, but the V3 LED creates a 75-foot lighting area, and then the 400 watt metal halide creates the same lighting area. So that's what we mean by replaces the lighting distance. And sometimes the lumens can be slightly different between metal halide and LED. So the lumens might be different, but LED light travels further because you put a lens on top of it, and then it shoots the light out a lot further, similar to how a flashlight would. And I'll get onto that when I talk about the V2, how we get you know, less lumens traveling a further distance. So hopefully that made sense. I don't want to go into too much detail on that, but just know that these are the units that replace kind of the legacy style that we currently have in our range. I also wanted to put a slide on here because I have the sample here. It is the 360 industrial light we've got in our range. It is an area light. The benefit of this style is it comes in a kit. So when you order that one part number, it comes with the 2 heavy duty magnets with the tripod accessory, and then the hanging hook, and then the floor stand. So that all comes in the kit, but it's 15,000 lumens, single-sided, dual-sided, and it's IP65. So we get a lot of we have a lot of contractors order that unit. There's no fan in it, so we've got some demolition companies who use it because there's no fan and it can't suck up any dust at all. So that's one of the benefits of going with this style of light. And 15,000 lumens is a huge amount of light, which, if that's what you're looking for, it's of benefit. Perfect. So at this point, I wanted to switch over to my video really quick. So give me 5 seconds and I will switch to my video and we can start looking at some products here. These things on the ground, unfortunately, so I'll have to duck into shot. So okay, so on that note, there we go, perfect. So as you can see, we've got the 3 products here that I mentioned. We've got the V2 LED wobble light, and then we got the Junior. So you can kind of get a rough idea of the height difference, 31 inches and 27 inches. Both obviously wobble, which is that self-writing feature that they both have. And then we've got the 360-degree light on the ground. This unit, of course, can be sold with a tripod if you did want to get it the 7 feet off the ground that it can do. But we'll come on to that one in a second. First off, I want to talk to you about the V2. The V3 looks identical. So the V2 and the V3 look almost identical. The only way you can tell the difference is the V2, which is the one I've got here, has a daisy chain feature. The V3, same height, look identical, does not have a daisy chain. But it is IP55 rated. But let's go back to the V2, which I've got here. This unit is IP44 rated. And what that means is it's been tested to light rain, light water. So they'll put this into a testing tank and water will drop from the sky. And then they'll test it after to see if any water's gone in, and it passed that test. For anyone who's used legacy wobble lights in the past, like the 400 watt metal halide, that had no IP rating. So even with this IP54, it's still a better weather rating than we've ever had on a wobble light. And you just know if you do need IP55, and that's been something that you've been asked for on job sites, the V3, excuse me, will have that option. So IP54, and then it does have the daisy chain feature. You can daisy chain up to 6 of these together. So, like I mentioned at the top of the hour, we're trying to light up huge amount of spaces. Maybe this is a job where you don't have access to the deck yet, and you're having to just light huge amounts of space. These are perfect to run cords between them and then daisy chain them together. I'll switch it on very quickly. You're going to get blinded. So, but I mean, like you see, 360 degrees of light. You're not going to get too much benefit from looking at the light output, but it is instant on and off, which is again a benefit of LED. Is you don't, with metal halide, it needs time to cool down. With the LED, it's just going to come instant on and off as many times as you want. So that's another benefit of that. And then I'm going to go into a few of the nuances with the V2 and the V3 because they look the same. Which is we've made a number of product upgrades versus the legacy style of wobble lights, the 400 watt. So first off, the dome is now bolted on. You can't see it here, but there's 4 bolts holding this top on. The old style used to pop off. For anyone who's used wobble lights before, they used to pop off quite easily. So now it's bolted on, much harder to get off. It's twice as thick. So again, for anyone who was used to replacing domes, they're now twice as thick. So hopefully less repairs there. And then the biggest feature, the handle. For anyone who's used old style wobble lights, the handle was in the dome, and it maybe sometimes become brittle and break off because there's so much weight that you on the old style that you're carrying. On this now, you've got it in the base here, in the bro mold. So you know it's far more protected. You're not going to be getting damaged handles. So that's been a huge product upgrade for any of the contractors who've been using legacy wobble lights. Smaller feature, it's got the chaining point here, so it's just harder to run off with, right? We always got told with old style wobble lights, it was people were walking off with them. You now have the chaining point. And then before I switch over to the Junior, I just wanted to talk about the thermal cutoffs that we've got in here. We've got two. LED light is going to generate much less heat anyway, as it is. But just in case, we did put a thermal cutoff right next to the lens here. And then there's one right in the body here. So just that added reassurance that there is the thermal cutoff if heat was generated somehow with this unit. But like I mentioned, LED light doesn't generate half as much heat as metal halide does. And then it does have a frosted lens, which is something I'll talk about with the Junior. So over to the Junior, 9,000 lumens, 12,000 lumens, sorry I didn't mention it, but 9,000 lumens now. We've got 35-foot lighting area, that's how much you got. No daisy chain on this, but it also comes with the cord, 5-foot cord. And no, it's like I mentioned before, if you're trying to, you like the whole features of the wobble light and you want to save 100, just over $100, and you want to still get LED wobble lights, the Junior is a great option. 9,000 lumens. Compare that to any other 360 degrees of light that you've seen from some of our competitors, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised when you just compare pricing on all of these products, but especially the Junior. And then finally, I got the industrial 360 degree light, and then I'll pass it over to Bill here. The 360 degree light, I'll actually plug it in so I can show you the kind of dual-sided mode. I'm going to use actually the daisy chain feature here on the V2. There we go. So yeah, as you can see there, you can kind of control the dual-sided mode. It's got two rocker switches, so you can actually decide on which you want to operate. Again, can't really see on video here. And I've actually got it on the stand at the minute, but people use the hanging hook, and then a lot of people buy it with a tripod as well to get it off the ground. So again, if you are looking for a huge amount of light, just decide on how much light that you want, like how many LEDs, how many lumens that you want, and how far you want to space them together. And we've got a good variety of products here. These are on promotion at the minute. A couple of these products are during lighting season, and I'll talk about them in a quick second here. But first, I wanted to pass it over to Bill. If Bill, you're with us, I will cancel my spotlight video, and please share your presentation when you get a quick second here.
Sure, I'm here. So let me switch over to my screen here. My apologies, give me 1 second here.
Need some music, Bill.
I know. For some reason, my screen was slow in picking up this presentation, but it's up now. So my apologies on the delay.
It's okay, here's coming.
Can everybody see the screen now?
Yep, there you go. You're in slide mode. Very good.
Good.
All right.
All right. So moving on from we're going to be talking about some of the wide area lights or the cart lighting that CEP has to offer. These are some of our most popular lights. So if this is something that you currently are not selling or obviously have seen opportunities out there, these you definitely want to focus on, because there's a lot of good applications out there for these cart lighting, because they give a significant amount of light, number one. And number two, the applications are almost endless, whether it be a very large room that they have to work in, whether it be a concrete pour in the middle of the night, or whether it be road work or of some sort out there as well. There's a lot of different applications where these can come into play. So here we have kind of a little bit of old technology, but still a very popular light for CEP is our metal halide cart lighting. All right, these are 1,000 lumens per fixture. So I'm sorry, 1,000 watts per fixture. So you're going to get 110,000 lumens on each one, which means your dual head version that you see in the bottom right here will actually be 220,000 lumens of light that they're going to get out of these two these two metal halide fixtures. So we do have a few different options that are available for you. We have the single head option, which is this picture in the upper left. It's on a mast that actually raises up to 10 feet. So at its lowest point, it's 5 feet, and at its highest point, it is 10 feet. And it's a two-stage mast, so there's a button on here that you simply push, you pull the mast up, and then it'll lock into place. So very easy to manipulate and set up out there in the field. We also have our 5312, our 5312, which is a single head on a 12-foot mast with a winch. Okay, so this is not as popular as the single head on the two-stage mast and the dual head with the winch mast on there. But it is available for people out there. So if they're looking for a mast that goes a little bit higher with a single head metal halide on there, it is available. Our 5322 is by far probably our most popular light out of these metal halide series. It is a dual head, as you can tell. So it's going to give 220,000 lumens of light. And it is on a mast that at its lowest point is about 7.5 feet. And at its highest point, it is 12 feet. So it goes up fairly high and can give a lot of light in a large area. Okay. Now, what's great about these lights is that the construction of the base and the mast is 12-gauge steel, so it's a very heavy-duty construction on there. So it can handle the rough atmospheres and the tough job site applications that it's going to be subjected to. The yoke that you can see where the fixtures are mounted is an all steel yoke too as well. So again, heavy duty. So it can obviously handle the weight of the fixture as well as any wind that you may get out there in the field, or if it would happen to be dropped, those sort of things. This yoke is an all steel yoke, so it can handle some of that abuse too as well out there in the field. The 1,000-watt metal halide bulbs are rated to 10,000 hours. So they last a good amount of time out there in the field. The ballasts are actually multi-tap. So if they want to tap into a larger voltage, they have that ability. They would have to get into the ballast itself and they would have to rewire it. It is not a smart ballast, so they would have to rewire it and put the appropriate connection device on there to run their 120 volt or 277 volts, whatever the job site requires. Now, all that you see here on the single head as well as the dual head, these come in sections, and we do that for a reason, because that makes the whole setup process and the teardown process very easy, and it also expedites the setup process and the teardown process. Okay, so the fixtures are removable. The mast is also removable from the base too as well. So actually, when your customer receives these, he's going to receive 2, 3, or 4 different parts, and then it just assembles together like a puzzle piece. Very easy. And very quick out there in the field. So easy setup and tear down operation with both of these lights, or with all 3 of these lights. Now, because of the popularity of these lights, obviously CEP over the last several years had been looking for a way to offer something very similar, but in an LED version. So we also have our cart lighting that's available on the LED side of things. Now, if you want a comparison between the two, with the metal halide, you're going to get about a 41-foot or 40-foot circle of light off of these metal halide fixtures. All right, and with the LED, you're going to get about a 30-foot circle on that. So you're going to get a little bit less light, but you're going to get a much more efficient light too as well. Pulls a lot less power, so it requires a lot less power out there in the field to run these particular lights. And they really have the same applications out there in the field. They're actually a little bit better because the metal halide light, as you know, will give more of a yellow tinted light off compared to the LEDs, which give more of a white light. Okay, so it's much easier on the eyes. It reduces eye strain, those types of things. So it's a little bit better of a fixture in terms of that too as well. But each one of the fixtures is 200 watts and it blows out 22,000 lumens. Okay, so again, you're getting considerable amount of light out of these LED diodes. Now we have 3 different part numbers for this as well. We have the 73 or the 7309, which just like the 5309 comes on a 10-foot mast, okay, and with a two-stage mast on there, okay. Now you'll see down at the bottom, the base is a little bit different than the base on the metal halides. The metal halides require a ballast, obviously, to regulate the power going into the lights. These lights, unlike most LEDs out there on the market, these are true AC to AC lights, okay? Alternate current lights. So they don't require a driver to do the transition from AC to DC power to run them, okay? Which is a great benefit and advantage for you and for your customers, because what it does is it eliminates the driver, which eliminates additional cost. So these LED fixtures are relatively the same price as the metal halide fixtures. So you're not paying that much of an upgrade for the LEDs as you would normally, okay? So that's a great selling feature and a great feature for these lights in particular. Now, like I said, the 7309 comes as a single head on the 2-stage mast. The 7312 and the 7322 will come on the self-braking winch mast, okay? This one goes up to 10 feet, and then the self-braking winch mast will go up to 12 feet, okay? So you can see, again, the base is a little bit different, and that's for weight distribution out there in the field if it would happen to be a windy day. But you'll see there's enough real estate on these bases here to put a portable generator. What's great about these lights is they're 200 watts. So at 120 volts, they're pulling less than 2 amps per fixture. The dual head one is pulling less than 4 amps per fixture. So you could put a 3 kW, 2 kW generator on this base and you can power up these lights, which makes it even more versatile because now you don't have an extension cord that you have to worry about and then taking that to a power source. You can actually put, and a lot of our customers do this, they'll put a portable generator on the base and use that as the power source for these lights. Now, the lights, unfortunately, because they're AC to AC, they don't have as long of a life as typical LEDs out there on the market do, but they still have a 30,000-hour life expectancy, which is a considerable amount of time out there in the field. That's years out there in the field if you would happen to break that down to running it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Again, you're getting an all steel construction on the mast and on the base, 12-gauge steel. You're getting the removable head assemblies just like you did with the metal halides, so it's easy to put these things together and to remove them out there in the field and obviously to transport them to and from the job site. And they're listed for wet locations, which I failed to mention with the metal halides. These are also listed for wet locations, but you can use these indoors and outdoors. So it's just both of these lights are very, very popular. Obviously the LED cart lighting has gained a lot more popularity over the last couple years because we have a lot of people from the metal halide to this because the light distribution is not that much less and you're getting a much more efficient light out there in the field as well. Now, we also have cart lighting with individual LED heads, all right? Now, these actually do require a driver, okay? So these are gonna be more expensive than the LED cart lights that I was just showing you that have the AC to AC feature in it. These actually have a driver that converts it from AC power to DC power. So they're gonna be a little bit more expensive, but they're still a great light, okay? Because each one of these fixtures is 50 watts and it blows out 5,500 lumens per fixture. So a 4-headed one as you know, would be 200 watts, 22,000 lumens. A dual head one would be 100 watts and 22,000 lumens, okay? What people like about this light, or both of these lights, more than anything, is that each one of these heads can be rotated 360 degrees. So you can directionalize these lights anywhere you want them to be to get light out there on the job site. We sold a ton of these to a LNG plant in Lake Charles, Louisiana, a couple years ago, and that was the feature that sold them. And they're able to set this on a job site, move these lights in one direction, these lights in another direction, and it was just able to give them the light where the work was being done. So a lot more versatile than, you know, just your single-headed lights that are out there. And the same holds true for the dual head lights too. And again, they're on the same type of mast and base, so you're getting a very heavy-duty construction with 12-gauge steel. The 9842 is on the 10-foot two-stage mast, and that's the dual head one. And the 9322, I'm sorry, the 9842, I have this wrong in here, my apologies, but the 9842 is the dual head. The 9322 is the quad head that you see up here. So my apologies, and that comes on the self-braking winch that goes up to 12 feet. Again, these pull very little power, so a lot of our customers will put a portable generator on the base and use that as the power source for these lights. And again, removable light heads and masts, so easy to set up, easy to tear down, and easy to transport from job site. As you know, these will also be listed for wet locations too, so you can use them indoors and outdoors. So one thing I do want to mention that I failed to on the LED panel lights, the 200-watt panel lights here, the one thing that we do suggest is that they are using a portable generator as the power source, or any power source that has a GFCI in the circuit. We suggest that they actually ground the light to a ground post or to the earth, because what that'll do is that'll filter away any of the noise caused by the solenoids in there, the AC to AC solenoids, which have been known to trip the GFCI. But if your customer grounds it to like a post or grounds to the earth, these lights, then that issue goes away. And then the LED balloon light, this is fairly new for CEP, and I apologize, it's a white on white background, so this might be hard to see. But the LED balloon light has been a really strong light within the short amount of time that it's been in our product line. It's a 200-watt light, it's 24,000 lumens. And obviously, it's going to give you 360-degree light, so about 1,100 square feet of coverage on this particular light. This is really good for, again, concrete pours, large areas, outdoor areas that just require a lot of light. So all different types of construction type of work that's being done out there. It comes on a 10-foot, heavy-duty, all-steel tripod stand. Okay, so that stand is all steel, no plastic parts. So it's very durable out there in the field. It's got a very wide base, so it's very stable too as well. What's great about this light is if you would look at just a standard LED light that's blowing out 24,000 lumens at 200 watts, you would be blinded by the LED imprint in your eyes for the next 5 minutes or so. All right. This one comes with a nylon balloon around it to diffuse that light. So when this is on, you can actually stare directly at this light and you're not going to get that glare that's going to blind you. Okay. That's why it's great for outdoor work, for road work. You know, where there's a lot of people working around it. If they happen to look directly at the light, they're not going to be blinded by it, right? It is listed for wet locations, so you can, again, use it indoors and outdoors. And this comes with an extra vinyl balloon, all right? So if they need to take one of the vinyl balloons down and to wash it or clean it up, or if it gets torn for some reason out there, then there's an extra vinyl balloon that comes with each one of these lights that they can utilize too as well as a carrying case. Again, to make it easy for your customers to transport it from job site to job site. Obviously, the head comes off and the tripod stand will collapse down to a very small size. So these are easy to transport around, to carry around the job site and to set up. So real popular light here too as well. Definitely 3 wide area lights that you want to consider in your daily jobs or on your sales calls, because there's definitely a lot of opportunity here for these. And in regards to competitiveness on this light, very competitive light, okay, against similar products out there on the market. All right, so you'll definitely like the price. Your customers will definitely like the price. So definitely a great light to push out there in the market. And with that, I'll turn it back over to Tom to kind of go over the lighting week and the LED area promotions.
Perfect. Thanks, Bill. Can you just move me through that? Is that okay? Can we just move through the one that you've got up there, just because we're short on time?
Oh, yes, I can move you through. I'm sorry. Let me get back into presentation mode. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you very much. Okay, guys. So yeah, just to wrap things up here, just wanted to kind of make you aware of a couple of the promotions we're doing during Lighting Week. We've got the pallet pricing available on the senior series, both the metal halide and the V2 and V3. So single pallet, 2 pallet, 3 pallets. If you do have any jobs coming up, now's a good time to purchase these because we are doing the deep discounts, as you can see. And then for those of you who don't perhaps need as many, we do have the utility kits that we're doing. For the first time we're doing this, where if you buy 6 400 watt metal halide wobble lights, you get this, what we're calling a utility kit free, and you get 6 of them. One utility kit is the dome, the reflector, and then and the lamp. So we all know if you buy that light, a lot of times you're buying those units to repair it over the life cycle of that product. So this is a nice time to kind of bundle it together, and it's a nice offering that we're doing. Next slide, please, Bill. And then the other 2 promotions that we've got is we've got volume pricing on the balloon lights, 5-piece pricing and 10-piece. And you can see the discounts there. So if you were interested in what, Bill did a good job of kind of going over those new products to us, we do have promotions on that. And on the next slide, you'll see, similarly, we do have some discounted pricing, volume pricing available on the cart lights also. So now's the perfect time to kind of take stock of your lighting inventory, and if you do have any projects coming up you'd like quoting for, now's the time to run over them. So and then finally, I think on the next slide, it's just the giveaway on the wobble light. So yeah, before I let you go, guys, we're doing a product giveaway like we are on every session this week. Today it's a LED junior wobble light that I just went over. To register for the raffle, please just shoot me an email, tom.godsell@southwire.com, and put the subject as wobble light, and we'll be doing the drawings for that at the end of the sessions on Thursday. And then we should, yeah, so please, yeah, shoot me an email on that, and you'll automatically enter. So that wraps things up. So Beth, unless anyone else had any other questions, we'll give everyone back their day.
All right, thanks. Yeah, I don't see any questions, Tom. So I guess y'all did a great job.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much, Beth, and thank you everyone for attending. Sorry, Bill, to cut you off.
No, that's okay. I was just thanking everybody and wishing them a great day.
We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Fantastic. And yeah, tomorrow the session is at 2 p.m., correct, Beth?
That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Okay, guys. Well, have a good day, and we'll hopefully see you tomorrow. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.